What is going on, old school scares? Welcome back to the channel. Super excited to get to start our monster movie series, and we're starting with one of my favorite all-time movies, period. Horror movie, monster movie, whatever you want to talk about. We're talking about 1955's Tarantula. This was my first favorite big bug movie as a kid. I look forward to tomorrow's movie, which is Them, which is the one that my mom loved, and she kind of got me into watching the big bug movies with that, but I love Tarantula. Such a good, fun, entertaining movie. Like I said, came out in 1955. Hour and 20 minutes long, so again, a nice, easy watch. A great cast. You have John Agar, Merrick Cordry, Leo Carroll, Nesta Pavia, who was in Creature from the Black Lagoon, directed by Jack Arnold, who also did Creature and The Incredible Shrinking Man. The first horror movie review I did on this channel was Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is one of my favorite monster movies as well. And for whatever reason, I feel like Jack Arnold just captures the sensibility of that time frame with the movies. But Tarantula is just a cool story. It's set out in Arizona, in the isolated desert. John Agar's character is a local town doctor. It starts out with this guy that's a scientist, partner of Leo Carroll. They find him dead in the desert, and they said he died of acromegalia, right? Which is when you just kind of a disease where you just keep growing. Andre the Giant, actually, from wrestling, actually had acromegalia in real life, and it takes a long time typically to kill the victim, but this case it developed in like 3 days. So the doctor's just like, that doesn't sound right, it doesn't sound reasonable, so he wants to do an autopsy. And the sheriff is like, well, the doctor that we have out here is, he's been doing this for a long time. He's an older doctor. His name is Dr. Deemer, and he's just an older doctor. And he's like, this young city doctor doesn't believe that he knows as much, and it does turn out that he does die from acromegalia, but it's because they're actually trying this experimental serum with, to feed animals grow bigger. And this is very much of the atomic age. A lot of the movies we're going to talk about in this monster series, Godzilla, Them, Tarantula, are all kind of this whole thing tying into the work we were doing with the atom at the time, and a lot of the fear that the people had, especially after we had dropped the bomb in World War II. There was a lot of fear of what repercussions would come from that. And in this movie, there's just a ton of cool set pieces. I love the visuals. They actually use a real spider, and again, there are a couple scenes. Look, it doesn't come through clearly. It's not. Again, it's a 1950s sci-fi monster movie without the greatest budget in the world, and again, the ability to do the effects were very different. But man, it just shines through and does just a great job. It just looks great. The tarantula looks great because it's a real bug. There's some genuinely creepy pieces in the movie that really shine through. There's a scene where I was a little kid on Route 24 going out of Boston heading down towards Brockton. There was always this one hill, and there's a scene in the movie where the tarantula comes over the hill as a car drives by. And I swear to you, as a little kid, I used to always look for this giant tarantula to come over the hill, like I thought it was going to come follow me. And it wasn't, obviously. I mean, it wasn't, again, but it was just as a kid, I still remember that it is one of the things I loved, that sensation. I thought maybe one day I would just see this giant 80-foot spider come over the hill, but it doesn't. The movie is, again, it's a little bit formulaic. It doesn't do anything groundbreaking. But as it progresses, it tends to, you have, first they find dead horses, then you have people that get killed, a truck thrown off the road without the brakes ever being hit, tossed by this giant spider, giant vats of spider venom. So all this different stuff that leads into the discovery of this giant spider, with a great ending set scene. There's a great chase scene at the end where everybody sees the spider, they believe it, they're following it into town, and they try to blow it up with dynamite, they try to shoot it with machine guns. Finally, they have to call in the Air Force to fight the spider, and again, without spoiling the end of the movie, it's pretty cool because it's more realistic. Like, it's a traditional, this is what we do in real life if this happened. There's no secret magic formula. You need to get the military to help. And what's cool in this movie is a very young Clint Eastwood is an uncredited part as the fighter pilot in the movie. He's wearing a mask, you can't see his face, but you hear his voice. So young Clint Eastwood in this movie. Again, I absolutely love this movie. This will be such a hard recommend. 10 out of 10 if you love campy 50s big bug monster movies. You got to check it out. It's a ton of fun. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about Them, which actually might even be a better movie from that generation. So please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't so far. Also, stay scary, and we'll talk to you soon.